Columbus Blue Jackets hockey on Fox Sports Ohio, brought to you by First Financial Bank. Another step on the path to success. By IGS Energy. Take control of your natural gas and energy costs and enroll today at IGSenergy.com. And by Nationwide. We put members first because we don't have shareholders. To find a local agent, visit Nationwide.com. Join the nation. It's a hockey night in Central Ohio, and here at Nationwide Arena, the Blue Jackets and the Winnipeg Jets meet for the first of 2 regular season meetings. And when we talk in terms of your best players being your best players, that certainly includes Sergei Bobrovsky, who will make tonight's start here against the Jets. And at the opposite end, rookie goaltender Michael Hutchinson. He stopped all but one of the shots he faced in his last start a week ago against New Jersey in a 3-1 win. The solid outing improved his season's numbers to .138 for goals against average and a .948 save percentage. And those currently are tops of the National Hockey League. Wes McCauley, Francois Saint-Laurent are tonight's referees. David Brisebois, Brian Panchich, the linesman. The Jets wear their traveling whites and they win the opening faceoff. Brian Little, who has been superb and amongst the league leaders in faceoff draws. Here he gets behind the defense and scores! 9 seconds in, wins the draw and walks up the ice, takes a pass, and this is not the start the Jackets wanted, Jody.
No, that's definitely not. That's 9 seconds into the game. That's a quick D-to-D touch-up play, a set play off a faceoff. Watch this, quick win, D-to-D, and watch his touch pass off the wall. And then they go in with speed. That's too easy for the Blue Jackets to let those guys skate through like that. You see there, Sergei just got beat with that backhand. Jackets now change up. All 5 guys are now new. That first shift for that Hartnell and Johansson line was 9 seconds.
Here now the Jackets come back. Anisimov.
Similar play off that opening, that second face-off here. Blue Jackets with a quick touch through the neutral zone. Artem Anisimov just shot it over the net.
Savard cross ice. Leopold sends one in. Hutchinson to save. Jackets all around that Winnipeg net. Now it's Andrew Ladd, the captain of Winnipeg, sending it to the Jackets line. Jackets dump in, and that is an icing call. Tony, how about the Toyota keys presented by the Central Ohio Toyota dealers?
Well, simple. Again, we've been saying it quite a bit. Simplify, work on those little details, and these guys have got to get on that. Strong support. There's talk of calling out players. Still stay together, guys. Support each other, and everyone has got to be at their best. All right, erase that first 9 seconds. From now on, everyone needs to be at their best.
Vander Kane chasing Savard, who will send it off the wall. The Jackets changed up the lines here. We talked in terms of the Johansson line, but looking at all kinds of new line combinations for this one tonight. Jenner has Calvert and Skilly on his wings. Savard steps to center and rifles in. Far side, Calvert tries to get a stick on it. Reaching for it there is Perreault. Uplet pass for King. Kane to Byfuglien, and Byfuglien will send it in. Bobrovsky. That's wires crossed with Wisniewski, who came back to retrieve the puck. Wisniewski playing his 500th NHL game tonight. On for Connaughton, played by Hutchinson. Assist to Ladd and Wheeler. 9 seconds, the time of Little's 7th goal of the year. This is Frolik across the line. Frolik fires a shot that's turned aside by Bobrovsky. Scheifele to pick it up, and we get play whistle down.
It's going to be against the Blue Jackets. No, it's not.
It's against Winnipeg,
it's against
and it's Frolik that's headed off.
67 Winnipeg, minor penalty, high sticking.
And that comes in the offensive zone, which enables the Jackets, who come in tonight, 4th best power play in the National Hockey League. 18 for 177, 23.4%. 8th on the penalty kill are these Jets. 13 power play goals against 84. Total shorthanded situations, they're almost at 85%. So the Jackets get an early opportunity to tie up this hockey game. The Jackets' power play continues to climb in the overall National Hockey League race, but they've got to improve another specialty team, Jody, and that's the penalty kill.
Yeah, but right now they'd like to work on that power play, especially with that start, giving up that quick goal.
Johansson drops it back for Wisniewski. The shot does not get through. Hartnell spins and turns, and Hutchinson gets a stick on it.
Couple good opportunities there off of Hartnell's initial shot. I like how these guys are getting to that rebound. There's a sense of determination on this Blue Jackets bench down here, Jeff. After that initial goal, really snapped all these guys. You could see it in their eyes. They're at full attention.
Wheeler back to make the play. Sends it around the far side for Party, who's pressured. Swept up. Jack Johnson able to backhand it ahead. On the wing of Andrew Kane. He can fly. Kane across the line. The Vancouver native. Top of the circle. Glove stop by Bobrovsky. And he will hold on for a face-off with 55 seconds left in the Jackets power play. There is Paul Maurice. In his second season, he replaced the former Jackets assistant, Claude Noel, midway through last season. As I said in our last meeting with the Jets in Winnipeg in March, why he was behind the bench. The Jackets win. And in that game, you'll remember it, Jody, Boone Jenner scored 2 goals, including 1 on a penalty shot.
That's right. And he's come in, he's done a very nice job with this team. I was surprised they were playing this well. But when you really take a look at them, they've done some good things. They've got some great young players, and he gets a lot of credit for that, Jeff.
They are undefeated against the Metropolitan Division, 5-0-2. They also have a much better record against the East, 6-3-2. And currently, as we say, only 2 points out of a playoff spot right now in their own division. They're starting a 3-game road trip, and right now the Jackets on the power play, and Anisimov tries to send it towards the net. 3.5 minutes into this hockey game. Final seconds of the Jackets power play. Savard looks cross ice. Leopold on for Savard. The screen is set in front of Hutchinson. Less than 10 seconds left. Quick shot. There, scores! Power play goal! Leopold is first as a Blue Jacket.
Well, great response by the Columbus Blue Jackets. They came out here with a purpose on this power play, and that's what we want to see from this group. Great passing play. It came from behind the Blue Jackets' own net. They get set up in the zone, and here it is. Accepts the pass from Anisimov, and Leopold has to get his body around it. It's a left-handed shot. He receives it, gets his head up. Little traffic in front of the goalie, Hutchison, and there you go. First goal of the season. Not a better time for that, is there?
Not at all. The Jets strike early, but the Jets see the Blue Jackets bounce back with a power play goal in the dying seconds of the first manpower advantage tonight. And how about this? These Jets now have allowed 6 power play goals in the last 5 games, including tonight. They have struggled on the penalty kill of late. And the Jackets collect the tying goal. Artem Anisimov picks up the primary assist, and Savard the second helper.
Time of the goal, 3:42.
3:42, the time of the power play goal. Frolik, who took that penalty, tries to edge it out of the zone. Jackets keep it in. Johansson, Foligno, Hartnell all alone in front. Couldn't pull the trigger, went off the heel of the stick, and Hutchinson got enough of it to send it wide.
Nice second opportunity. Hartnell threw it back out front. Foligno was there, couldn't cash in on it.
Gotta like the Jackets' response here.
I love it. When that first goal went in 9 seconds in the start of the game, it was almost like this bench went, "Are you kidding me?" And then they just got right to it.
Jody Shelley at ice level between the benches tonight. He gets a great perspective, and he'll share it with us here tonight on Fox Sports Ohio. Right wing, Matt Calvert tried to clear. Unable to do so. Here is Byfuglien, drops it back. A shot sails wide. Perreault tried to send the rebound home, but Bobrovsky got enough of it. Scramble in front. Byfuglien takes a little extra crack at it, little extra liberty. The Jackets, that's not necessarily all that pleased. Have a word with Byfuglien, but no damage done.
And you see Wisniewski at the end of that play trying to move that big man. And there's Sergei. That's that back save there. A shot from the goal line. It's a tough play. Sergei had to stay with that. He got his pad on it. You watch it right here. He's just trying to throw it through the crease. Caused a little trouble, but Sergei did a great job making sure he kept that puck in that quadrant of the defensive zone.
Face-off will come to the left of Bobrovsky. 5 minutes plus gone. Here in this opening period, the teams have traded goals. Goals for the respective teams come in the first 5 minutes if you've joined us late. Little 9 seconds in. Leopold is first as a Blue Jacket, first of the year. Atkinson scoops up the loose puck on the right wing, spins, turns, drops it back. Shot by Dalton Prout, redirected wide by Stewart. Trouba on the far side, one of the truly young, outstanding talents on this Winnipeg Hockey Club.
Yeah, he's a strong player. Almost relatable to Jack Johnson in a way. He's a right-handed shot, but he's strong on his skates. A lot of potential. They really like him.
Had a great season a year ago. 10 goals and 29 points. Known as an offensive defenseman who can also do the job defensively. He steps to center here and will dump one in. Bobrovsky will steer it aside there for Dalton Prout. Up on the wing. Puck handed to Trout. Left side across the line. It's swept out of the zone there by Bogosian. Bogosian will get it back. Brent Klutzum, the former Blue Jacket, wearing jersey number 24, paired with Bogosian in the absence of Enstrom tonight, playing on the top pairing. Lindbergh fails to clear. Leopold moves it ahead. It's dropped back here for Savard. David Savard, right wing. Jared Bull able to edge it into Winnipeg territory. Bogosian. Oh boy, dangerous pass there. Jackets end up with a shot on goal and the save by Hutchison. Well, the hockey world lost a great friend over the weekend with the unfortunate passing of Pat Quinn. Pat was a great coach, a fine gentleman, a great general manager, and an even better person. The true gentleman will be missed, and we here at Fox Sports Ohio would like to certainly pass along our deepest condolences to the entire Quinn family. Well, Jody, I talked to James Wisniewski this morning about his 500th NHL game tonight after the morning skate, and I asked him if he had any special thoughts about playing at his 500th game. And what did he say? Rather matter-of-factly, without batting an eyelash, he said, you know what? If I didn't have all those suspensions and all those injuries, I'd have 150 more.
Yeah, you can't count those.
2 8-game suspensions, he told me.
I know how he feels.
Yeah, I bet you do. And then I said to him, well, you're sitting at 249 points. Let's see here. 500 games, 299 points. Are you saying you'd have 150 more points? He said, no, but I'd have 75 more.
I honestly thought he did play more than 500 by now, but he's right.
Pretty excited about it.
That's good. That's a good milestone. Not good for him.
Approaching the 8-minute mark. Puck play there by Savard. On for Foligno. Johansson edges it by Stewart. Takes a bit of a hit there. There'll be an interference penalty, or will there?
I think it's offside, Jeff.
Oh, boy.
Kind of just got clipped there. And he's looking at the player that did it. That's Stewart. He's going after him.
Well, got away with one there. Our Elk and Elk injury report. As you see, the Jackets still remain with 6 key players out of their lineup. Enstrom injured in the last game against St. Louis Sunday in Winnipeg.
Letestu, Golubov, Dubinsky, they are actively skating. So those are good indications in their road to recovery.
A good thing to see is Dubinsky and Letestu both were on the ice this morning after the morning skate.
I'm not sure where Fedor Tutin is. You know, he's another big loss. We haven't talked a lot about him, but you think about that veteran player on the point. I'd like to get him back sooner than later as Calvert goes after Buffalo. That's a size difference, but Matty Calvert's got no fear, does he?
Not at all. This is a big day for Calvert. Oh boy, Skelly just off the goalpost. Matt Calvert, of course, from Brandon, Manitoba.
That's right.
Just a couple hours away from Winnipeg, and this game going back to Winnipeg. So a lot of friends and family tuned in to watch this one tonight.
I wonder if he's got money on the board. Usually when you're from a place, you have to put up a little gift just in case you win, you know, for the boys.
Isn't there kind of like a mileage restriction? I mean, it's 2 hours away. What's that, 120 miles away?
You know, he played junior there. He probably talks about it a little bit. You know, you got to give it to him. For a win, why not?
Absolutely. Along the wall there is Frolik. Oh, good hit on Scheifele by Dalton Prout. Scheifele down, but gets right back up. Outlet pass knocked down, carried in across the line. Drop pass there for Postma. On for Scheifele, looking for Frolik. Adam Lowry, jersey number 17, the son of former NHLer Dave Lowry. And Prout moves him out of position. Backhanded off the backboard by Frolik. Hugging the post and making the stop there is Bobrovsky, and there's no further play. Well, just a reminder as you enjoy a cold one to look forward to Miller Time. Later in tonight's contest, it's brought to you by Miller Lite.
As a look at Sergei Bobrovsky, and he had that goal a couple nights ago, or he went in from center ice, and I actually asked him about it. And I said, Bob, you ever let one in like that before? He said, oh, of course, it happens. And he said, you know, I would have played the puck the exact same way. The way it bounced, he's like, there's not a lot I would do fundamentally to change it. Sometimes that just happens.
Along the wall there, Thorburn, fourth line out there right now. Slater tried to edge it ahead. Jackets come up with that puck. Connaughton ahead there. On the wing, Wenberg tossed it back into his own zone. Savard takes it from Connaughton. David Savard, rink wide. Trying to make the play there as Corey Trott spins, turns, is able to send it deep into the Jets' end of the ice as we approach the midway point. Good hard hit by Trott along the wall, and we got Thorburn and Bull.
Bull with the hit. Postma grabbed his head right away, and Thorburn came over. These guys know each other. They've gone before. Thorburn's a big boy with the Winnipeg Jets. Jared Bull, he's the guy in Columbus. Jared just lining them up here. They really got each other tied up pretty good. You can see they both have their left hands. They've locked up their right hands, but they both throw with.
Thorburn trying to hold on here now. Bull's got the right hand free.
Yeah, Bull doesn't want to stop this yet.
Oh, lands one there.
And that was a forecheck. Good play by Corey Trott in the neutral zone to get it deep. And when he did that, Jared Bull went with speed. Big time speed. And he gets in here on Postma. Lays the hit. Thorburn saw Postma react by grabbing his head and looking at the ref. He came over and gave Jared Bull no choice. And they went at it. And the referee is now sorting it out.
These penalties come at 9:19. And both players in their respective penalty boxes. Foligno talking to the official.
Todd Richards, I think, is looking for the instigator call against Thorburn.
And now getting an explanation from Francois Saint-Laurent.
Yeah, I'm trying to listen in here, but... Thorburn went over and dropped his gloves and gave Jared no choice. They'll sort this out.
Thorburn being sent back
there he gets it
to the dressing room.
So that's the instigator. 2, 5, and 10. But we're not seeing the 2 minutes on the clock here. It's going to be 5-on-5. It looks like they're going to give Jared Bull a call on that, maybe on that initial hit, guys.
I would think that is the case. Two for charging and 5 for fighting, we're being told.
It's interesting because you didn't see the ref's hand go up at all on the call on the hit. But maybe when they got together, I don't know if they can make that call as a linesman or not, Jeff.
Yes, they can.
Okay, well, there you go. When they got together, they made that call. Called it charging.
Officials to now huddle and help one another. It's all for the betterment of the game. And the penalties being announced. Bull, 2 for charging. It's official. 5 for fighting. And for Thorburn, 2 for instigating, 5 for fighting, and a 10-minute misconduct. Chop behind the net, played there by Leopold. Up on that left wing. Jackets to the right side. Johansson reaching for it. With a long reach, he's able to sweep it in. Hutchinson hands the puck here to Stewart. Cross ice. Trouba. Jets pressured. Johansson reaching for it. Tried to knock it out of the air. Hartnell finishing the check there. Scotty Hartnell. If you were watching Blue Jackets live pregame here tonight, Some pointed commentary about needing to be better and making a contribution and being a leader. A lot talked about leadership here, Jody, over the last couple of days.
Well, you know, Jeff, and this is what happens when you go through a drought, a tough time. It's really all these conversations we've heard before, and you'll hear them around the league. But it's real simple. It's back to basics, and it's questioning the best players and the leadership, and that comes with the territory. And that's almost a little more incentive to really get a few wins and get out of this funk.
Perreault, the former Anaheim Duck, gets the puck at the line. Offside the call. Kane was ahead. Thus the offside call. Leopold gets the Jackets on the board with his first for Columbus.
The White Arena, 1-1. Winnipeg Jets, Columbus Blue Jackets. 9:23 left in the first period. I'm down here, Jeff. You're up there. And I'll tell you what, it's something being down here, especially when the Winnipeg Jets scored that first goal 9 seconds in. You wonder how the team's going to react or what the temperature is down here. Let me tell you what, it was determination, and you saw it in that first power play. They got that goal. When you really feel what's going on down here with this team, they're focused and they're ready.
From the draw, Klitzel rifles in. Jack Johnson will pick it up. Hit there along the wall by Evander Kane. Jackets move it up and out from center. Knocked down there by Atkinson. Gets it headed right back to him by Klitzel. Kane on that right wing. Jack Johnson defends. Off the skate. Byfuglien will send it high and out of play.
How would you like to join the Blue Jackets in Florida for a game against the Lightning this January? All you need to do is text tonight's keyword SHOOT to 37664. You'll be entered to win a trip to Tampa, including accommodations at the Swan and Dolphin Resort in Orlando. Tonight's keyword, SHOOT.
Luck played by the Jets there. Party tried to get Winnipeg into the offensive zone, but failed. Jackets stopped them at the line. Meantime, pressure coming there. Hartnell all over Stewart. Lowry sends it off the wall. Scheifele to the point. Stewart cross ice, send it to the high slot for Frolik. Drop back to the point. Trouba fires his shot. That was deflected by Scheifele, but wide. Lowry tried to send the rebound off the backboard. I'll tell you what, Jody, you could probably see it a lot better down there. Those backboards are really lively here tonight.
It seems like they're bouncing out towards the front of the net, too.
Kept in. Not the case there. Scheifele ahead here. This is Lowry. Back for Scheifele. Jackets get a stick on it. Wisniewski shovels to the corner. And it's thrown back behind the Jackets' net. Less than 8 minutes left. Matt Calvert stood up in neutral ice. Puck played here and quickly cleared. Into the zone. Ladd for Blake Wheeler. Fires a shot, gloved and held by Bobrovsky.
Good job there by Sergei Bobrovsky. The guys on the bench actually tapped the bench on that nice save. Watch this here, James Wisniewski. He's in front of the net. This shot comes. He takes that right in the right knee. Look at that. That's got to hurt. He's still grimacing on the bench there. There's no pad on the side of your leg. It's on the cap on the front. But when you turn your leg to the side like that, that's it. They're exposed there.
Right wing Skilly at center. Chips it by Party. One-time Calgary Flame. Postman hit behind the net. Little, who opened the scoring 9 seconds in, gets the clearing pass out of the zone, but it's rifled right back in by the Jackets. Postma behind the net there for Party. Skilly coming. Wins the battle with that forecheck. Moonjenner, Skilly in deep. Postma headmans that puck. Failed to click was the pass intended for Little, and the Jackets backpedal to their own line.
These guys, Calvert and Jenner, coming to the bench, shaking their head a little bit. Not happy with that chip. They want to have more sustained pressure. They're kind of chasing the puck around a little bit. I like the sense from that line because they have speed and the will of Calvert and Jenner. You got to like what they can do out there.
Calvert was stood up there in neutral ice as he tried to make the play and move into Winnipeg territory. On that right wing, here come the Jets. And Bobrovsky makes the stop. Little pushing and shoving.
That's Slater.
No damage done.
Kind of Slater there. Gave Bob a little poke. I like what Prouter did there. Dalton Prout. Unacceptable behavior on Sergei. And he lets him know. Just a reminder from Prout. That's all that was.
How about Prout's game here of late?
I like it. I love it. He's done a great job. He's really stepped up, and he's been a solid guy for Craig Hartsburg back there, who's controlling the defenseman. And they've been doing a lot of pairing against some of the bigger lines. So big, responsible minutes, and he's handled them very well.
He's playing the last 3 or 4 games better than 20 minutes a night. His average almost up to 18 for the season. And that is much improved over the early part of the year.
Before the Jackets hit the ice, get ready to join the battle on Blue Jackets Live on Fox Sports Ohio. Blue Jackets Live, brought to you by your Central Ohio Toyota dealers.
Jack Johnson's going off here with Prout now. Really a lot of matchup. You really notice down here how the lines and the defensemen are matched up against the forwards. And you're going to see the pairing that's on there now against Johansson. And this line, Stewart and Trouba, every chance they get, the Winnipeg Jets, Charlie Huddy, the defenseman coach, is changing their defenseman. You can see the defenseman right away look at him to see if they stay on or come off for this matchup.
Right wing feed for Frolik. Working on Connauton. Connauton pokes it to the wall. Frolik getting it here to Lowry. Adam Lowry. Up along the wall. It's swept to the point. That's Stewart. Stewart, long shot. Jackets blocked that. And Isimov, who picked up the primary assist on the Jackets goal for his 90th career assist, able to block that attempt. Jackets controlling. It's Connauton dropping it back here for Wisniewski. Less than 6 minutes left. Atkinson at the offensive line. Atkinson sends it in. Gibbons held in check there by Perreault. Byfuglien can't clear. The long shot. Hutchison is down. And he's able to reach for it with that right hand and get the whistle. 5:34 left. Winnipeg with an 8-6 shot advantage. But we are tied at 1.
Did the early Winnipeg goal kind of snap your guys to attention here this one?
Well, it certainly is not the way we wanted to start, but I think we responded pretty well since then.
Talk about the play since then. Obviously, you get the goal to respond and tie it at 1-1. And what have you seen since then?
Well, it's a tight game. This is a team that really pressures. They play a press-up game, so you got to play fast. You got to play smart with the puck. And again, it's going to be a tough battle all night long.
Now, when you get a chance to visit, albeit a short one, with Craig Hartsburg, he tells it like it is.
Don't you love that? I love it.
His honesty.
Yeah.
And to the point. Bobrovsky.
Sometimes I worry about Dave down there. You know, if you get him in that wrong mood, he might never know what he'll do to Dave. Push him off the bench, maybe.
Hartsy's all right.
No, he's great. Awesome.
This is an Isimov. Across the line. And Isimov fights through the check and rifles the puck, but it was high and wide of the net.
Good shot by Isimov. Nice little move to the neutral zone. And then got in and released that puck. Like you said, Jeff, a little high, but he got it towards the net as he was falling down.
Fought off 3 Jets to get the shot.
Yeah, good. And you know what? That's good speed coming out of his own end. Generated speed, got the puck with speed, and was able to pick his way through.
Turned over. Perreault with a shot. Prout blocks that. Byfuglien looking for Perreault behind the net. Or behind the net. There's Perreault now. Perreault into the corner. Centering feed there by Kane. Played up high. Postma sends it wide. Right off there, below the goal line by Boone Jenner. Puck kept in, long attempt there. Byfuglien got a stick on it, but Bobrovsky equal to the occasion, able to make the stop and hanging on.
Yeah, it looked like Kane got a piece of that too in the high slot. One of those set plays, you look at Byfuglien, he's always hanging around the front of the net when he's a forward. I say when he's a forward because he does play D. But you see, Kane gets it high and then Byfuglien gets it low. There just wasn't a lot of heat on this puck. There's one, it slows it down, changes directions. Sergei's got it the whole way. No chance on the lower part of the net there.
Big imposing figure, and boy, if he screams the goaltender, that's a pretty big scream.
Well, it was funny earlier. Wisniewski was trying to move him after a whistle from in front of the net. It was just like pushing the fridge. You've done that, right?
Oh, you're talking about a real fridge. Remember the refrigerator Perry?
Yeah, exactly.
Former Chicago Bear?
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah, that's right.
One fridge for another. Less than 4 minutes left. Lowry able to send it into the zone, but the Jets are quick to clear. Scheifele will bounce one in wide of Bobrovsky. Savard observes. One thing about this Jets hockey club, Jody, they love to forecheck. They are one of the leaders in hits, and interference penalty upcoming there as Foligno was knocked down.
Good speed coming out of the zone for the Columbus Blue Jackets. Gibbons made a great play in the defensive zone to get the puck out and get it to speed. And from there, they were able to get through, make a move at the line, and that caused the penalty. So good speed starts in your own end. And this is the penalty. You see the speed, little cut to the inside. Stewart can't keep up with that little shake and bake, outside-inside move, especially when you're moving your feet. Jackets advantage here late in the first period.
Tripping the call, 16:32. Jackets 1 for 1. They had 3 shots in their first power play.
And it was this unit that got things going for the Blue Jackets. You see Leopold out there to start. He's the goal scorer. Anisimov, Atkinson, Jenner did the good work down low.
Anisimov, Savard rips one in. Hutcherson, the glove stop, and he'll hold on. Jenner right there on the doorstep.
Wasting no time is David Savard right from the faceoff. Saw a lane to the net. Got it towards there, but Hutchinson grabbed it with his glove. No rebound. I like that play. Nothing wrong with getting the puck of the net.
From the faceoff, Jenner chops it back. Leopold unable to keep it in. Jackets scored in the dying seconds of their first power play attempt. Leopold steps to center, drops it back for Atkinson. Here comes Anisimov across the line. Anisimov, Boone Jenner, back for Anisimov. Anisimov rims it around the wall. Leopold, left-handed shot on the right side on here for Anisimov. Savard looking for that backdoor play. Leopold up high, lets one fly. It's wide.
Good job by Leopold there to get that puck all the way through. Sorry, Jeff. But he had a good lane. He got it through all the guys. They couldn't pick it off at the end board. Like you said, there's a lot of bounce off that yellow part of the dasher here tonight.
James Wisniewski on to Foligno. Foligno sends it deep. Hartnell in pursuit. Hartnell gets it. On to Johansson. Johansson, a backhand pass. No look. On to Hartnell. Here's Wisniewski. Lets one fly. That was deflected over top of the net. Ryan Johansson back here for Jack Johnson. 50 seconds left in the power play. Johansson leads the Jackets in power play points. Foligno leads them in goals with 5. It's moved up and effectively out of Winnipeg territory. Short-handed. Kane leads the pass there. There's a penalty upcoming to the Jackets.
And that's Ryan Johansson on the back check. He gets a little help from Nick Foligno on this back check and gives him a push.
Wheeler went crashing into the boards.
Yeah, Johansson lifted his stick to prevent him from getting the puck. He gathered the puck. Right here, you see Johansson's in there. Oh, he got him in the head there. And then he fell into the boards.
19 Columbus.
Yeah,
he's got a double minor. 4 minutes. High sticking.
Tried to lift his stick. There's a little cut. I guess there's a little cut.
17:53, a double minor assessed to Johansson here. So 36 seconds remain in the Stewart penalty. And then 3 minutes and 24 seconds of power play time for the Jets on the double minor.
Wheeler's got a little tiny spot of blood on his nose. Hartle's telling him that doesn't really look like a cut.
I bet
he's telling him, try me out, see how tough I am. So we'll keep an eye on that one. I like being in the middle of that stuff, Jeff.
I bet.
It's fun.
I like you down there too, because you can really see, okay, was he cut or not?
Tiny. Might not even need a Band-Aid. But he got the 4-minute call.
20 seconds left in the Stewart penalty, and then the Jets go to the power play. Shot from a sharp angle, deflected off the backboard again. A lively backboard, and Byfuglien tried to tuck it home, but Bobrovsky, outstanding stop from point-blank range on the big winger.
Jack Johnson there tried to lead that rush. They couldn't get the puck settled down, and it just rolled. Jack Johnson, Matty Calvert would have been in on a 2-on-1. As you look at this save by Bob, he's got no stick. And from this, watch this here. Good job to get over. Recognize Byfuglien is standing at the back door. from there, great opportunity for the Jackets, who just could not settle the puck down.
Less than 90 seconds left in this opening period. Stewart steps out. Power play underway for Winnipeg. They are 29th of 30. 6 for 71. Little cross ice, getting a stick on it there was Wenberg. Up high, Perreault. Perreault, Trouba. Trouba back to Perreault. That's one flying off a leg and wide. Dropped by Little to the point. Trouba. Long shot there and redirected by Ladd over top of the net. Ladd leading these Jets in power play points with 3. 2 of them are goals. Less than a minute to go. And Wenberg, the long wrist shot, played by Hutchison. And left there for Trouba. You see the time remaining in the double minor to Johansson. Stepping to center. On the wing there for Wheeler. That's off the side of Wheeler's jersey. And play call.
It's amazing how many shots are deflected. You really notice down here. Off skates, change of directions 2 and 3 times. And a couple of those shots by the Winnipeg Jets. Sergei Bobrovsky did a fantastic job of finding it, sticking with it.
And there is Bobrovsky, who has faced 11 shots in this opening period. He's turned the last 10 aside.
You know, you get to the end of the period, the puck really rolls around a lot more with a little bit of ice and chipped up, a little bit of snow and chipped up ice. You really notice it down here.
Bogosian pressure. Final 20 seconds. Kane through the neutral zone. Across the line. Boy, I thought Byfuglien was pretty close to being offside there. Play allowed to continue. This is Bogosian. Right-handed shot on the left side. Deals it off into the corner. Walking out. Scheifele. Bogosian. Far side. Postma with a shot. That's blocked. And there's the horn to end the opening period. So, teams trade goals within the first 5 minutes of this opening period of play. Winnipeg, 9 seconds in, the goal by Little. Leopold on the power play to tie it up for the Jackets. A physical start to this one. Dave Metzold and a guest when we come back. Columbus Blue Jackets hockey on Fox Sports Ohio, brought to you by Huntington Bank. At Huntington, you can bank like a real fan. Get your Blue Jackets debit card at BlueJacketsBanking.com. And by Ohio Health, the official healthcare provider of your Columbus Blue Jackets. Back in the building here, Winnipeg and Columbus at Nationwide tied 1-1 after 1. Welcome back, Jeff River, joined by Jody Shelley at ice level. And Jody, I know you enjoyed that first period. Get a lot more of a look at it down between those benches.
Yeah, I tell you what, right away you could tell the tone of the game. And then 9 seconds in, the Winnipeg Jets score first. And the Blue Jackets just cranked the engine up a little more. I loved it. And they came back, responded with that power play goal. It's starting to get a little heated down here, and I kind of like it, Jeff.
Well, the Jackets were 56% in the faceoff circle the opening period, winning 14 of 25 draws. And Jody leading the way. Boone Jenner winning 7 of 8.
Well, good for him. He was excited today to get out there with Jack Skilly and Matt Calvert. Speed, grit. That line, boy, they got some heaviness to them, and he's got that attitude in the faceoff circle. I like that. That's a good sign for Boone Jenner.
Jackets a man short with the double minor to Johansson. Thorburn has returned 17 minutes of penalties due to the fact that Thornton picked up 2 for instigating, 5 for fighting in a 10-minute misconduct. So he has to serve out the remainder of his 17 minutes in the sin bin. And of course, as we mentioned, Johansson on the Jacket side. Less than 2 minutes left now in that double minor. Dustin Byfuglien steps to the line. On there for Perreault. Bobrovsky able to cut it off, rims it around the wall. That is picked up by Perreault. One thing that Bobrovsky, Jody, was working on here in the pregame skate was firing the puck, handling the puck. And we're seeing he's not afraid to handle it at all. Here's Perreault, top of the circle, shot, blocked, and then trickles wide. Little on the far side. On to Byfuglien. Picked up there by Little. Cycling out of the corner, big Blake Wheeler. Up high, Byfuglien. Byfuglien, Perreault. Perreault throws it in front. And Little unable to redirect it. Little more than a minute left in that double minor. Byfuglien. Perreault, the One-timer that glanced off the side of the post. Right back to Perreault. Almost with a stick on it there was Gibbons. Turning, Wheeler off the pad of Bobrovsky. Up high, Byfuglien spins, turns. Perreault with a shot that's redirected high off the glass. Picked up there by Ladd. The Jets captain moves into position in the slot. This is Byfuglien now. Byfuglien, wrist shot there, ricochets and wide.
That was off Artem Anisimov. Good job by him to block it.
There's Byfuglien again. That's redirected and just off the mark. Jackets clear. Now down to 31 seconds.
Jackets cleared the zone. They didn't get it all the way down. Only allowing one person to change, one Blue Jacket to change. They'll get it now, obviously, with the whistle. And you were talking about Sergei Bobrovsky handling the puck. If you think about Sergei, it's no secret that he's got that bad finger, and he's got some kind of apparatus in there. So to get that glove on the stick and handle it, as we look at the power play here, good movement. Good movement by the Jets, but I like how tight the Blue Jackets are. You see 2 and 2 stacked together. They're just rotating around, shifting around, working as a unit, almost like a zone there to take care of the Winnipeg's power play.
One more word on Bobrovsky handling the puck, Jody, and I think that obviously he's feeling a lot more comfortable with the fact that he is handling the puck.
Well, that's a good sign, isn't it? I mean, first of all, it was a big relief to get him back in net for the Columbus Blue Jackets. And now these little parts of his game, yeah, you'll slowly see more. He took a spill there behind the net, but yeah, that's a good sign to have that confidence back for Sergei.
Out steps Johansson. Jackets kill off the double minor. Team's back at full strength. In front, chopped towards the net. Johansson to scoop it up. Ryan Johansson head up, looks to the right wing boards for David Savard. He's first across the line. He's got Boone Jenner with him. Steered aside by Hutchinson. The rookie netminder in goal tonight, as opposed to their #1 goaltender, Havlik, who's 0-5 in his career against the Jackets. Foligno picks it up on the far wall. Almost to the 2.5-minute mark. Period number 2. Kane races down the left side. Connaughton taking him wide. Kane picks it up here on the near wall. Darts towards the net. Stick save Bobrovsky. Jackets move it away, and it's Hartnell onto Foligno with Johansson on the right wing. Bounce wide of the net. Picked up there briefly by the Jets. They can't get it out. Johansson with a shot through a crowd. Stewart blocks that. Leopold onto Foligno. No, Hartnell will play it. Loose puck picked up by Stewart. Pressured. He'll send it up the left wing boards. Lowry tried to clear. Johansson sweeps it right back.
Nice back pressure here by the Columbus Blue Jackets. The Winnipeg Jets thought they were going to exit the zone, but good job. Wenberg got in the way. Hartnell got in the way at the blue line. Kept it in the offensive zone for a few extra seconds.
Across the line, Lowry. Lowry with a shot. Big rebound, but the Jackets are able to walk it away. Wenberg sends Atkinson in alone. He shoots. And somehow, some way, I think Hutchinson got a piece of that puck. He was certainly deked out by Atkinson, but the puck remained outside that net.
That play by Wenberg, that puck rolled. Perfect bounce on Atkinson's stick. And as you say, Hutchinson made a great play to stay with him the entire move.
And a heads-up play it was by Wenberg, the 21-year-old rookie.
It's almost like he missed the pass, though. And when the puck released his stick, it just kind of found a way to find Atkinson.
Here's Ladd, a drop pass. Wheeler, back for Ladd. Plays it off the wall, and Anisimov with the intercept. Artem Anisimov in full stride across the line. The Jacket centerman gets by Bogosian from a sharp angle, sends it in on Hutchinson, who will grab it and hang on. Well, let's take a look once more as Wenberg springs Atkinson free.
Watch this puck. It kind of rolls. Atkinson does a great job settling it down. He's got to deal with that first and then get his head up, and there's where he's ready to make the move. One move to his right. Hutchinson stay with him the whole way. Nice try by Cam Atkinson. Great speed and great awareness to realize that puck is on in. He reeled it in with one hand, settled it down, got comfortable, and tried to take down Hutchinson with a nice move. But Hutchinson got the better of that play.
And there is Alexander Wenberg. He made that perfect pass for Atkinson, enabling the Jackets winger to walk right in. But equal to the task there was Hutchinson. This one remains a 1-1 hockey game. Joined us late, a little at the 9-second mark. And then a 3:42 on the power play. Leopold with his first as a Blue Jacket. Perreault across the line. Perreault pulls up, Bufflin the one-timer, and that's redirected out of play. Caller IGS Energy performers in the opening period of play are 2 goal scorers. We mentioned Little getting the Jets out to the early lead, and I mean early, 9 seconds in, and Leopold with the power play goal in the 9 seconds of the Jackets' first power play.
Yeah, that felt good for Jordan Leopold, I bet, who got here and settled in and really grabbed the leadership role here with this young group. He is the oldest guy, 34 years of age, and gets on the board here. Nice response goal on the power play.
Jackets from the faceoff walk out of the zone. Matt Calvert, right wing. Skilly with a shot. Saved by Hutchison, and a rebound chopped the length of the ice. This will be icing.
Columbus Blue Jackets hockey brought to you by Nationwide, the official sponsor of the Columbus Blue Jackets.
That was a great play by Jack Skilly. He thought of passing that puck to the middle, and they didn't. He curled it a little bit to change angles, and then he threw it off Hutchinson, who had a little bit of trouble with it, and that's why the Jets had to clear it all the way down the ice for icing.
Behind the net, Boone Jenner. One-timer there off the pad of Hutchinson. Jackets get it again. Chopped away from Boone Jenner. Jets move up ice, and it's Buffalo. Sending it in. Leopold on the turnover. Looks to the offensive blue line. Tried to feed Calvert. Perreault will toss it far side.
Calvert was at the far blue line tapping his stick. He saw a little advantage there behind the Winnipeg Jets defenseman. But Leopold, by the time he reeled it in, couldn't get it up ice.
Good play there by Savard to sweep it away as Kane came in off that left wing. 5.5 minutes plus gone here in the second. Leopold ahead for Foligno. Steps away from Scheifele to center. Dumps one in wide of the Winnipeg net. Grant Klitzum up on that left side. Adam Lowry sweeps ahead. Lowry in deep. Some help there from Scheifele. Jackets sweep it down the right wing. Foligno with a backhand pass. Johansson moving in. Johansson on to Hartnell. Hartnell sends it on. Hutchison gets the glove on it and hangs on. We will step aside. Teams tied at 1.
We're back at Nationwide Arena. It is 1-1, Blue Jackets and Jets. And we've talked a lot about the Columbus Blue Jackets and little details, and one is support. And we got to play here with the Blue Jackets on the way back in the defensive zone. And watch this. Little play off the wall. Watch the number of Blue Jackets you see here. 1, 2, 3. Support on one side of the ice. Foligno's got options. Takes option number 2 to Ryan Johansson. Probably option number 1, really. And then he kicks it wide. Those guys playing together, supporting each other. That's when the Blue Jackets are at their best.
Isn't he always option 1 and then got to spring Hartnell free?
Well, I knew you were going to say that, so I kind of backtracked there.
Yeah. Well, I was just thinking that Hartnell would be the kind of guy who liked the puck in the slot more than anyone.
Yeah, there you go. That's right.
In the hard areas.
Good pickup.
That's where he'd be. And that's a compliment.
Yes.
Because not all guys want to do that.
No, that's not easy.
Johansson. Jack Johnson. Sitting on 199 career points. Looking for number 200 here tonight. Hartnell closing in on 300 career assists. Well, Jody, Tim Leroy, the Blue Jackets equipment manager, wanted us to say hello to a young lady tuning in tonight. And actually tunes in every night here for Blue Jackets hockey on Fox Sports Ohio. And she is in Black River Falls, Wisconsin. We speak of his mother-in-law, Kay Millis. Now, she was supposed to be here in Columbus for the Thanksgiving holiday weekend, but Kay broke her leg falling off a ladder while she tried to get the Christmas decorations down from a high shelf. And Tim's wife, Angie, is now in Wisconsin for the holiday weekend, helping Mom get the decorations up and ready for Christmas. And we wish Kay a speedy recovery, don't we?
Yes, we do. Kay and Mouse were supposed to be down here, and they had to stay home. That's terrible. Hopefully she has a quick recovery, like you said. Timmy Leroy, boy, I'll tell you, him and his staff,
they do a great job.
Hours. They work nonstop, making sure these guys are ready to go at top speed.
They are the hardest workers in the organization, will be said. And you learned that one night, spending the entire night up with them, unloading equipment bags.
Oh,
sure.
Man, they pay attention to every piece of equipment, every detail, down to the pieces of gum that these guys chew. It's amazing. And what kind they like.
Left wing. Lowry. Jackets come up with the puck. Waiting for it. Here is Atkinson in neutral ice. Cam Atkinson to the line. Klitzum hands to Bogosian. Bogosian back for Klitzum. Right side, Frolik. A one-time Blackhawk across the line. Chips it by Connaughton. Picked up in the corner there by Lowry. Adam Lowry trying to fish that puck free. It's Connaughton to play it for the Jackets. Connaughton. Off the wall, Wisniewski. Tried to feed Wenberg. Bogosian. Klitzum. On for Frolik at center. And he'll hammer it in. Bobrovsky unable to trap it behind the net. Connaughton. Takes it back from Wisniewski.
And this is that Wenberg, Bull, Trop line. Wenberg's down on the fourth line with these guys. And you see how the defensemen really take their time. They want to make sure they make the right call with the options.
Corey Trop tried to lay a hard hit there on Bogosian, who saw him coming at the last moment. Trop trying to provide that energy for the Jackets, Jody.
He knows what to do.
Thorburn able to redirect it, having served his 17 minutes and on the ice. Leopold. Savard's pass for Jenner goes off Ladd, still able to make the play, dumping it in. Jenner along the boards, waits for it. Matt Calvert steps away from Bogosian. Calvert now with the steal. Calvert keeps the feet moving, knocked down there. Jackets. Jenner misfiring on the first one. Still got a quality shot away at Hutchison.
Yeah, it was a nice save by Hutchison. I'll tell you what. Jenner stayed with that play. And that second shot, that second attempt was a good hard shot.
Here's Blake Wheeler. One-time Phoenix Coyote, originally drafted by Wayne Gretzky while with that Coyotes organization. Off the wall, kept in by Trouba. And it was gloved ahead, so play somewhat belatedly whistled down.
After every Blue Jackets game, Fox Sports Ohio breaks down the game and talks to the players and coaches on Blue Jackets Live, presented by IGS Energy. IGS Energy, take control of your natural gas costs. Enroll at IGSenergy.com.
Face-off outside Columbus territory. Johansson wins it cleanly. Proud in pursuit. Evander Kane first on the forecheck. Jackets will move it out of the zone. Jack Johnson dumps it wide of the net. And it's called on the icing.
Jack Johnson there tried to just fire the puck at Nick Foligno's stick. Now, it looked like Nick Foligno just had it lifted at the last second. Take a quick look at it here. Jack Johnson head up. He just wants to fire it. And Nick Foligno just has to touch it. Just goes underneath the stick. Hard to tell there. But you saw the cluster of guys, and if he would have just touched it slightly, would have waved off icing.
8 seconds from the midway point of this hockey game. Jackets with 6 of the 10 shots here in the second period. 15-14 the edge for Winnipeg. Evander Kane taken to the wall by Foligno. Jack Johnson sweeps ahead for Hartnell. On to Johansson across the line. One man back. Johansson walks around Trouba and then is hauled down, and the fans here looking for a penalty to be called. And they let the officials know of their displeasure as Kane walks out. Kane backhands. Jack Johnson gets a stick on it, and it's out of play. As we go to break, let's get a look as Johansson moves in, and no call.
It remains 1-1 here at Nationwide Arena with Brad Larson behind the bench. And Lars, just assess what you're seeing through the first half of this second period.
Well, it's tight. They're playing. They're in your face. They take time and space play really well. So it's one of those games you got to play the goal lines and really try and win those battles down there.
And maximize the opportunity. It looks like things are open a little bit more in the neutral zone, but you got to maximize every opportunity.
Yeah, we got to get skating. You know, when you skate and you get pucks, then you got an opportunity to get first on the puck. And they've done a good job. But I think we're coming.
Play the goal lines, he said. Interesting. Those battles down there are so important. sustaining that forecheck, and that's a great detail by Brad Larson, who's, boy, I tell you what, spends a lot of time breaking down tape, and he knows that dirty area below the line in front of the net.
That's the way he played.
Oh, he was hard to play against.
Played for Colorado, played for this franchise while it was in Atlanta.
That's right.
Klitzum ahead here for Scheifele. Across the line, Scheifele. Frolik waits as Scheifele lets one fly, and the stop by Bobrovsky.
Right now on FoxSportsOhio.com, check out behind-the-scenes Blue Jackets coverage on the Game Day Live page. What's next on Jim Tressel's to-do list as president up at Youngstown State? And which big men could the Cavs be targeting? Get complete coverage of all of today's action involving Ohio sports. It's brought to you by 1-800-SafeAuto.com.
Jody, big night for the Jackets in blocking shots to this point in the hockey game. They have blocked 11 of 13 here tonight. Jets with but 2 blocks. Prout is the leader with the Jackets blocking 3 shots here thus far.
And we saw a few of those, Jeff, on that 4-minute advantage for the Winnipeg Jets. They did a good job of getting in the lanes on those opportunities.
Anisimov trying to get away from Trouba. Loose puck. Atkinson has it roll off his stick. Gibbons back defending. Wheeler hustles down the right wing. Jackets chopping ahead. Leopold stepping out. Wheeler able to dig it free from Anisimov. Ladd on the little for Wheeler. Poke checked away, and Atkinson races down the off wing. Jackets failed to gain entry there. Gibbons had it briefly, and Winnipeg will be called here for icing.
That's a good hustle there by Gibbons and Atkinson. That line. Anisimov had a little time in the offensive zone. Gibbons tried to execute a play. Let's look here. Great effort on the puck. You see him here. Anissimov's trying to just buy time, waiting for help. And as he does that, Gibbons finds the puck. But watch him here. Jets couldn't connect there with Atkinson.
Gibbons has played well. Hasn't scored yet as a Blue Jacket. I'd like to see him get off the schneid.
He's got the hustle. He's got the speed. And he's very effective at complimenting his line mates. Yeah, you're right. Just like to see him cash in there in front of the net.
Jack Johnson lets one fly. Wenberg off the wall. Wenberg also still looking for that first NHL goal. Prout fans on the shot from that right point, and the puck sails deep into Columbus territory. Prout holds off Buffalo, enabling Jack Johnson to move it ahead. Corey Trop on for Jared Bull. Swept in. Deep in the zone as the puck gets away from Party, who finishes a check on Jared Bull. Bull looked over at the official. Felt that there could have been a penalty call. Again, the official looking as Bull takes a high hit from Party. Meantime, Connaughton to the line. Trop with a shot. Hutchison, delayed penalty called. Finally, Jackets are going to get a power play here.
Jared Bull.
Winnipeg penalty number 85. 2 minutes for kneeing.
Boy, that was said authoritatively.
Wasn't it? That might be that's textbook right there by the ref.
That's the best I've heard all season.
Good effective forecheck by that line. Trop, Bull, Wenberg get in there on the offensive. Jared wasn't happy that the ref didn't make a call. That's all right. I like to see him get in there and get his nose dirty. He's already had a fight tonight. And then those guys on the back check. The penalty gets called for kneeing. So they provided some good pressure out there on the Winnipeg Jets that shift.
Roll off. The Jackets 1 for 2 on the power play. Jackets have had 4 shots. The 2-man power advantages. Jack Johnson. Wisniewski. Stewart able to pick off that pass. Johnson throwing Stewart down. Far side of the ice. No look pass. Wisniewski moves in and fires it wide. It may have been deflected.
It was a pass, Jeff. He was looking for Nick Foligno. He was right in the middle of the slot. And instead of taking that shot, tried to connect with Foligno at the side of the net. Good heads-up play. Just didn't work.
Here's Wisniewski. On to Jack Johnson. Floats one in off a leg. That of Hartnell. Back at the point. Wisniewski. Pad save. Rebound. Jack Johnson. And there is the goaltender, the rookie, Hutchison. Square to the shooter, and he's able to hang on.
Let's look at James Wisniewski play. And you said a nice no-look pass. Johansson, watch this. Wisniewski doesn't see it. That barely missed Nick Foligno's stick. And here we see the shot from James Wisniewski, who's still affected with that. Remember, he has a finger problem. I wonder if he has to take some heat off that shot that he's known for.
Jody, it barely missed Foligno, you're right, but it also barely missed the corner, and it was wide open on that corner.
Oh.
Here's Savard. David Savard. On to Atkinson in full flight for Boone Jenner. Drop back to Savard. Back for Jenner. Jenner sweeps it around the dasher. Little in pursuit. Stepping up is Leopold, who has the Jackets' power play goal and lone goal here. Less than a minute left on the power play. 2-on-1. Jets into the zone. Bogosian joining Ladd. The save by Bobrovsky. Jackets move back up ice. Bogosian trying to get back in the play. Right-handed shooting defenseman. Back first to make the play, goes idly into the boards. The Jackets end up with a shot on goal, and Hutchison stops that from point-blank range.
It's going to be a penalty here to Adam Pardy. He's not sure what for.
Well, Pardy's been taking liberties. It was that what upset Jared Bull on the previous shift.
And that was Boone Jenner with that. After that weird play on the end boards. Watch him. He's on the forecheck. And watch the puck. Player loses his edge. Boone tries to tuck it in. And Pardy right there, he's number 2. It's kind of a subtle trip. Not fooling the ref on that one.
They call it roughing.
Oh, roughing. Okay.
And the penalty comes at 14:15. Jackets with a 2-man advantage for 31 seconds here. And an opportunity to take the lead. So, Johansson, Foligno, Scott Hartnell, Jack Johnson, and James Wisniewski. A 2-man advantage for 31 seconds with a face-off to the right of Hutchison. The draw won by Little. Jackets. Jack Johnson saves it at the left point. Walks the line. Jack Johnson hangs on. On for Foligno. Hartnell looking for open ice. Wisniewski lets one fly. And the stop by Hutchison. And that puck just melted up in the equipment. And there's no further play with 20 seconds left of the 2-man advantage.
Impressive save by Hutchison. That's a cross-seam pass. That's from one point of the zone to the other. There it is. And Wisniewski wastes no time. And Hutchison follows it. And like you said, Jeff, no rebound.
He controls him well. We've seen that all night long.
Yeah, he's been sharp.
Jack Johnson tried to pinch along the wall. Little, one-man back. That's Wisniewski. Little shorthanded. Fires, stick save. 8 seconds remain in the Perreault penalty. And the Jackets' 2-man advantage, rink wide. Broken up there along the wall by Trouba. Out steps Perreault. Down just a man in front for Hartnell. And Hartnell's going to get a penalty here. And I think that one was somewhat embellished.
Perreault's down after taking a hit from Foligno on the far wall.
Trouba pushing and shoving. Hartnell and Little.
Stewart's coming in there.
Everybody grabbing a partner here. But they're going to call goalie interference here on Hartnell. And I think that, well, I think he sold it.
Well, fake shot by Johansson. Watch this. Heads up, fake shot. Hartnell's going to the net. Just tries to put it in.
That was sold.
You get in the blue paint. I mean, they're going to, the refs will protect that area. And watch this. Just after that, the referee's arm was in the air. Foligno.
Crowd saw the replay here. They necessarily were not in agreement. Nonetheless, as you point out, Jody,
Foligno's conversation there with Perreault, as if to say, really? Sometimes you go into that dasher, it knocks the wind out of you. Maybe that's what happened with Perreault, but no penalty for Foligno. Hartnell 2 minutes for goalie interference.
So we're playing four side. A brief power play for Winnipeg, which will represent their third of the night. Evander Kane drops it back for Scheifele. Gets caught up in his skates. Anisimov Moves it ahead here, Atkinson. Savard. Savard fires, looking for the far corner. It sails wide, and Kane down that right side. One man back. That's Leopold. Kane. Stick handles it away from Savard. Rifles a shot that was deflected wide. Savard tosses to the far side. Byfuglien steps up. 34 seconds remaining in the party penalty. And it's Byfuglien. Walking to the goal line. Tried to feed it in front for Kane. Byfuglien again. Leopold defends. Trouba off the point. Byfuglien fires. Bobrovsky, the blocker stop. Scheifele to pick it up. 14 seconds remain in the party penalty. And then a power play for Winnipeg. Jackets do a good job here.
Yeah, they do, Jeff. They're
keeping Winnipeg on that perimeter.
That's right. They're down in their zone. But exactly right. They're doing a good job of intercepting passes and keeping them to the outside.
Power play underway. There's Byfuglien. But moving in, a shot, and it's a power play goal for Kane. 2-1 Winnipeg. And for the Jets, that is their first power play goal in 8 games.
And they tried that play a few times there. Kane was in front of the net the entire time that the puck was in the offensive zone. You see him right there. Stick on the ice hard, and Byfuglien casually, ever so casually, snaps it right off his stick. And you see Leopold was there trying to take away that lane. But Byfuglien snuck it through.
Kane's third and first power play goal. Kane has missed a number of games due to injury, coming back here recently as his third of the year. Winnipeg back in front, 2-1. Little to the point. Party unable to keep it in. Jacket Jenner steps into him. This is Wheeler across the line for Ladd. Ladd, wrist shot, save Bobrovsky. Penalty upcoming. And there'll be a goalie interference penalty, or will it? A goal has been scored. Bobrovsky was bumped, never got back into position. A delayed penalty was going to be called, and it was going to be on the Jackets.
I heard the fans were cheering because they thought it was a goalie interference call right after Bobrovsky got bumped. We'll take a look at it here. Why? You see the play at the net with Dalton Prout. That's the penalty. Prout taking down the Jets player. And the Jackets...
Bobrovsky never really got...
He's looking to get his position back there, and he can't get his positioning because the player is very slowly getting out of the crease. That he was. I mean, the player was knocked down by Prout. And then, you're right, Jeff, he could not get his footing and his feet back under him to make that save. No room.
So 2 quick goals by the Jets. They lead 3-1. Kane's goal assisted by Byfuglien and Trouba. The goal at 16:25, and then on a delayed call it would have gone to Dalton Prout. Wheeler went crashing into the net. Bobrovsky never able to really get reset, and the Jets come back. Ladd 31 seconds after the Kane goal. Winnipeg lead by 2. A little more than 2 minutes remain. Right side Bull, and a good hard hit there on Klitzum. Much to the delight of the crowd.
Jared Bull set that up. He put his head down like he didn't know Klitzum was coming. He got short of the line for the dump, and just as he dumped the puck, got rid of the puck, lowered that shoulder, and Klitzum got the worst of that hit.
David Savard, right wing. Johansson will dump it in wide of the Winnipeg net. Bogosian, bump, far side Kane. Johansson is there. Jackets Foligno. Ahead here for Johansson. Johansson trying to fight off the check. The Jets unable to clear. Play is whistled down. And another penalty upcoming. 1:32 left.
Here in Columbus. Hey, tonight on Fox Sports Live, new college football playoff rankings are out. Our expert tells you if the committee got it right. After signing Hanley and the Panda, Ken Rosenthal has the latest on the Red Sox next move. And would Kentucky be on upset alert in front of their home fans? We'll find out tonight. Fox Sports Live on Fox Sports 1.
Jackets back on the power play. Kane goes off for holding. Jackets are 1 for 4 with 8 shots. And Jody 90 seconds plus with an opportunity to cut the deficit to 1 after those 2 quick goals 31 seconds apart.
Yeah, you'd like them to get this before the end of the power play. Go in just down 1 goal and regroup and come out and storm the Jets.
Jenner won the draw. Leopold, Anisimov. Getting the stick on it there is Little. He draws the first assist on the Ladd goal. He's able to send it the length of the ice. Underrated player is Little. He's been with the franchise since their days in Atlanta.
Yeah, he's very quick. He's very quick and smart. I mean, to pick off that little pass even by Anisimov that they tried to set up in the offensive zone, that's a quick, deceptive play.
Little. Less than a minute to go. Trying to fight off Wheeler. Up high, Savard. Leopold trying to throw it in front and does. It gets through, but the Jackets can't get a stick on it. Artem Anisimov now from the far wall. Jenner waits to the goal line. Here's Leopold. He'll let it fly again. And this one deflected up high by Wheeler and out of play.
Good job by Leopold. I like that idea. He took that big shot. Got deflected out of play. That it stays in the offensive zone. See it there off the post. Ryan Johansson out there now to take the shot. He's directed Jack Johnson. Pulls him off the wall. Jack was more on the boards. You see him there at the top of your screen. They pulled him off the boards about 7 feet there. Trying to win the draw back to him.
Draw 1 by Slater. That's Foligno on the far side. Johansson picks it up, fires a shot, rebound in front. Jackets can't find the handle, and Hutcherson will cover up. Hutcherson had no idea where that puck was. The Jackets tried to get to it, but Hutchinson able to finally freeze it.
Nice play.
Another face-off.
Sorry, Jeff. Nice play there by Foligno. 2 guys on him. Finds Johansson, who just tries to poke it with his stick. Actually, the backside toe of his stick. Just tries to get it in there on Hutchinson and then gather the rebound, but no rebound to gather.
From the draw. Johansson tied up his man, but the Jets able to walk it out of the zone. And there was a perfect example of the centerman needing some help there from his wingers.
Yeah, that's right.
Here's Johansson across the line. Final seconds. Wisniewski from the corner throws it in front, redirected by Frolik, and that'll do it. Jackets will have 28 seconds of power play time to start the 3rd period. Jets with 2 quick goals, 31 seconds apart, late in the 2nd period. And they lead 3-1 after 40 minutes. Columbus Blue Jackets hockey on Fox Sports Ohio, brought to you by Roush Honda. The best way to say Honda is Roush Honda. And by Ticketmaster. Score. Get the only NHL tickets sold by fans and verified by Ticketmaster. It's all hockey, no hassle, right now at NHL.com/ticket exchange. Jody Shelley at ice level for this one here tonight as we rejoin you here on Fox Sports Ohio. And Jody, it's time for the AT&T Rewind. For that, we look at the 2 power play goals, 1 by each side.
Well, Jordan Leopold started this, Jeff, with his first goal as a Blue Jacket. First goal of the year. And you see right here, nice little pass from Anisimov. Just got to get around the puck, Leopold. And when he does, he releases, and that feels good, that celebration. Now watch this here. Winnipeg Jets working it around. Bufflin, he finds Kane's stick right in the crease. They attempted that play a few times, and Kane had the easy part of it, depositing the puck in the net.
Jackets will start a man short here. Winnipeg with 28 seconds remaining. Actually, the Jackets are on the power play. Excuse me. 28 seconds remain in the Kane penalty. And an opportunity to cut the deficit to 1.
The Jackets going into the period break had a tough time getting set up in the zone. And we saw Little pick off a pass. We saw Winnipeg really dictate the pace at the end of that period. Look for the Jackets to come out here and try to get it set up and have a couple quick shots on net.
Winnipeg with a one-shot advantage. If you've joined us late, 2 late goals, 31 seconds apart in the second period. One of them on that Kane power play goal. And Winnipeg leading here in the early moments of the third period. And this is Foligno who dumps it deep. Hartnell in pursuit. Played by Stewart. Rolling puck picked up there in the corner by Frolik. Attempts to clear and does as the puck gets by Jack Johnson.
Columbus Blue Jackets here dumped it in, Jeff, and one pass beat 2 guys on the power play. You don't want to see that happen.
Jackets with 3 shots on the just completed power play. They have a total of 11 through their 5 power play opportunities. Hartnell and Byfuglien. Byfuglien wins that battle. Foligno steps into Byfuglien. Play at center. Jackets break it up. Jack Johnson. Puck fired in. And it's Bobrovsky out of the net to play. Early moments of this third period. James Wisniewski away from Byfuglien. Deals to Jack Johnson. Played there. Either Jackets. Matt Calvert. Calvert circles the net. On to Johnson. On here for Wisniewski. Jackets look for that long stretch pass for Matt Calvert, but they're called on the icing. How about the AEP power play summary, Jody?
Yeah, well, the Blue Jackets had that 2-man, well, they had killed a 2-man advantage, sorry. And Winnipeg has that 1 goal. But look at all the shots by the Jackets. 11 shots on those 5 power plays. They've got 22 on the night.
Power play goal tonight for Winnipeg, their first in 8 games. Postma steps up, shot from the point there by Wheeler, trickles wide of the net. Atkinson to the line. Postma tried to feed Ladd. Hardy stepping into the Jackets player. And play whistle down at the line.
Well, that was an interesting play there. It looked like Pardy stepped into him, but it was actually Boone. Boone saw Pardy trying to gather the puck that was in his feet. There's a look at Adam Pardy. And Boone saw him with his head down and thought, well, this is a free lick at him. Just kind of stood him up there at the line. Sometimes when you're frustrated, it feels good to get those, take it out on the opponents and get those hits in on them.
Boone Jenner has been outstanding. 80% in the faceoff circle through 40 minutes. He's won 12 of 15 draws. Artem Anisimov, a tough night for him in the faceoff circle. He's 2-7. Jackets 53% through 40 minutes. Shot from a sharp angle. Off the shoulder there of Hutchinson. Jackets play it. To the point. This is Savard. Traffic in front of the Winnipeg net. Sent wide. Skilly. Skilly is chased on the play. This is Leopold on for Savard. Gibbons camped in front, pushed away by Bogosian, now in the corner. Lowry tried to get a stick on it, moved around. Frolik to the corner for Bogosian, on to Klitzum. Brant Klitzum will lift it up and out. David Savard back here for Leopold. 2.5 minutes plus got in the third. Right wing. Wenberg avoids a hit from Byfuglien, sweeps it into the zone. Hutchinson moves it along, and Bull is there to cut it off on the half board. Tried to send it to the point. King got a stick on it, but the Jackets still prevail. They dump it behind the net. Trott trying to fight through a check. Moved by Scheifele. Stepping up here, Jack Johnson. Johnson, Corey Trott. Trott trying to walk to the front of the net from the other side. Was bumped. It's moved by Pardy and chopped out over the stick there of Dalton Prout.
And it hit Dalton Prout's stick. Dalton had it at hip level. The puck hit his stick inadvertently, and that waved the icing off.
Here's Prout now. Away from Evander Kane. Scheifele gets a stick on it. Youngster sends it by Dalton Prout. Hartnell trying to hold him off. Jack Johnson takes a hit. Still, the presence of mind to get it to Dalton Prout. Steps away from Scheifele. Drops it for Jack Johnson. 3.5 plus gone. Rink wide. Johansson waits for it. On to Hartnell. And there's Trouba able to make the play. James Wisniewski gets a glove on it, but it's Wheeler who walks in. Wheeler pulls up on the half board. Sends it back. Moving in there was Trouba. Poke check by Wisniewski. Rimmed around the boards. Hustling forward here is Matt Calvert. Little squeezed out along the wall there by Wisniewski. Calvert to play. On for Foligno. Late in the shift for him. He'll chip it in and then race off to the bench. Calvert held up there by Stewart. Calvert. Good work. Down low. Trouba trying to hold him up. Some help from Atkinson in the corner as we approach the 5-minute mark.
Yeah, Trouba separated Calvert from the puck, but Atkinson gets right in there in support as the puck squirts free behind the net.
Connaughton tried to send it towards the net. Little able to bank it off the boards, and this will be icing.
The Blue Jackets Fan Express is back. It's ready to bring your group to the Arena District. For information and reservations, call the Blue Jackets at 614-246-PUCK. Tonight, Sheridan High School rode the Fan Express to Nationwide to cheer on the Jackets.
You saw that last play before this face-off here. Connaughton going down the boards offensively, offensive-minded, pinching in, not sitting back and waiting for the puck to come in to his point position, trying to keep the play alive in the offensive zone. Watch the Jackets do that more here in the third period.
Good heads-up play there by Gibbons. He fired the puck from the boards on that right wing, and Hutchison had to be sharp.
You know what's interesting about that play, the goal line shot? I spoke with Jack Johnson about that today, and he said Detroit does it all the time. I'd like to see our guys do it more. I wonder if he spoke to his players, his teammates, because he said as a defenseman, when you shoot that puck from the goal line or the wall, like you just pointed out, Jeff, it's hard on the defenseman and the goalie. You don't know where the puck's going to squirt out.
Not only that, but you direct pucks at the net. Isn't that something that's taught as a very young age?
Yeah, but
the puck to the net.
Sometimes you spend too much time trying to find that perfect position to shoot the puck, you know. And in between the hash marks, we'd all dream. Everyone would dream of shooting the pucks from there.
Right.
But if you can get it from those tough angles where no one can expect it, it causes even more trouble.
That's great. 5 minutes plus gone. Atkinson to the far side. Alaschuk is hit along the wall. Party reaching for it. Jackets. Boone-Jenner on the forecheck. Tipped off the wall to center, and Savard dumps it right back in. Fourth line out there currently for Winnipeg. These Jets 6-4-2 on the road. Centered. Atkinson tried to pull the trigger. At Calvert. Boone-Jenner. This line has been effective in their last few shifts.
Great board work here. Good patience, just winning these battles. Like right there, good example, good support.
Boone-Jenner off the point. Stopped there by Hutchinson. Jack Johnson coming. Long shot, pad save. Another attempt. Jackets throw it in front. Evander Kane now walks it out of the zone. Kane with speed, one man back. That's Dalton Prout. Waits for reinforcements. Jack Johnson gets a piece of him, and Jenner finishes the check. Dalton Prout. Puck picked up by Foligno. Centering feed for Hartnell. Hartnell down that right wing. Scotty Hartnell taken away there by Stewart. Johansson reaching for it. Makes the play. Johansson. Foligno. Denied.
This line comes right out. Picks up where that last line, Calvert, Atkinson, and Jenner left off.
Wisniewski lets one fly. That glanced off the shoulder and high off the glass. Away down the right side goes Thorburn. Thorburn with a shot, and the Jackets step in front of that one to deflect it. Jack Johnson getting a stick on it. Foligno gets some help there from James Wisniewski. Chased by Byfuglien. He'll throw it back. Bobrovsky holding his own here on that near post. Puck taken away from James Wisniewski. Dustin Byfuglien. Here's Johansson. Off the skate of Foligno. Hartnell waits at the offensive blue line. The return feed, and Foligno cannot get his stick on it. Bogosian. Johansson feeds it to Foligno. Bogosian squeezed out there by Hartnell. Away from Grant Klitzum. On, and Johansson tried to backhand it to the point, but it sails all the way back into Columbus territory. Long lead pass there for Leopold. Redirects it into the zone. Picked up there by Stewart. Approaching the 8-minute mark.
Corey Trott with a good hard hit on Stewart there as he made that pass.
Wheeler the shot. It's denied. Leopold off the wall. Stewart tosses into the corner. Alexander Wenberg. Cross ice. Turned over. Trouba denied. On the edge of the goal crease. The stop made by Bobrovsky. Hutchison here in the third has been tested. A couple of big stops. And there's one of them.
Jets lead the Columbus Blue Jackets here at Nationwide Arena, and Todd Richards always speaks of the forecheck for the Columbus Blue Jackets. And when they're playing well, they are forechecking like a machine. And here's an example of a forecheck. You see on the right side, David Savard is going to rim this puck in, and the forwards are going to get in on it right away. Winnipeg player thinks he has it, but good pursuit here by Skilly. Jenner. Good support, supporting each other off the ice. Good heads-up play. It goes back behind the net, switches sides. They come out, but when they have that sustained pressure and are able to track the puck and set up a play, that's when Todd Richards he identifies with the team playing well.
Up high party, wrist shot, glove through the crowd. Reaching for it, holding on is Bobrovsky. Well, here's a look at the PNC game summary. Jackets, for the most part here tonight, had led in face-off wins, but Winnipeg has suddenly edged ahead.
Big-time lead on the hits, but we'd like to get the best stat of all change, and that's the score at 3-1 right now in the favor of the Jets.
Wheeler on the turnover, moves in, denied. Had save, Bobrovsky. Off the wall. Gibbons, Anisimov in pursuit. Hardy sweeps to the corner. Postma on the lad who sends it to center. Start of a 3-game road trip for the Jets. Jackets with a home start here against Vancouver on Friday, and they're in Nashville, the first of 3 straight against the Western Conference. Scheifele across the line. Savard finishing a check there. They both slip and fall. King hit there by Dalton Prout. Up high, Bogosian rips it wide. Klitzum off the stick of Scheifele. Jenner for that give and go from Skilly. It failed. Carried in and then backhanded behind the Jackets' net. Approaching the midway point of period number 3.
Winnipeg Jets doing a good job of checking these Columbus Blue Jackets as they're trying to find some room out there on the breakouts. There's not a lot.
Matt Calvert now on to Skilly. Skilly with speed, drilled along the boards. Fights through the check there of Klitzum. Calvert tied up by Bogosian, and that enables Scheifele to send it off the wall. Off the bench comes Atkinson, and there's Hutchison, able to see it through Matt Calvert's screen, and he gets the glove on it and will hold on.
Cam Atkinson came off the bench, and he knew what he was going to do immediately when he hit the ice. As we look here at the last chance by the Jets, and it's Blake Wheeler almost all alone with Sergei Bobrovsky, who makes a nice save. Nice quick positional save by Sergei with just over half a period left here in the third. Blue Jackets need to turn the temperature up a little bit in the offensive zone here.
Draw one by the Jackets. Played in the corner there by Foligno on to Johansson. Johansson walks out. Johansson backhand. He shoots and scores. No sooner said there, Jody, than done.
Well, Ryan Johansson made that look fairly easy. Backhand all the way, and it's a face-off, and he gets the puck here, and he sees the space, and he knows where the net is. When you get out in front of the net like that, you know where it is. A lot of traffic, a lot of people watching Ryan Johansson right here. Nice little play here behind the net. Watch him. He does the rest. That right there is a timely goal. After a timely save. Remember that save by Wheeler? Keeps his score at 3-1. Now, fans are back in it. Ryan Johansson's on the scoreboard.
Now a lead pass for Foligno. Foligno held up there by Trouba. Tell you what, it's more than one stop here by Bobrovsky in the third. They've had several quality shots, and Bobrovsky's kept them in the game. Johansson with a wicked backhand for his 8th of the year. And now that brings the crowd to life. 3-2 the score. 9 minutes, 40 seconds left. Drop pass for Johansson. Ryan Johansson Around the net. Picked up there by Foligno. 8th goal of the year. And what a wicked backhand. Nick Foligno picks up the primary assist. As does James Wisniewski. And for Wisniewski, that is the 255th career point. And this is 500th game. 250 points for James Wisniewski. 55th career goal for Ryan Johansson. A 3-2 hockey game, less than 9 minutes remain.
Pretty good pace for Wisniewski, one every 2 games.
Well, that's what he was trying to tell me. He said I could have 150 more games and what? 75 more points. But for the suspensions and all the games that I lost due to injury.
He's doing fine.
He had a smile on his face, though. He said, hey, I've had 2 8-game suspensions. Centered in front, Bobrovsky the stop. Approaching the 12-minute mark. Jackets able to send it to center. Party stepping up. Party dumps it wide of the net. David Savard is there. 8 minutes, 4 seconds remain. Jackets and Anisimov sprints down that right side. Looking in front for Gibbons. Misses the net. Anisimov off the backboard. Tried to send it home, and alertly Hutchison moves laterally, the body more than anything, and is able to get a glove on it. What a great effort there by Anisimov. First with a burst of speed, and then playing it off that backboard. There it is, off the post. Artem Anisimov creating a scoring chance for himself there, Jody.
Well, how about that? He made a great pass over to Brian Gibbons. And then watch his puck. He actually put it towards the net, and his stick, it looked like his stick kind of bunched it out. Tough to really see it there, but great opportunity. Nice try by Artem Anisimov. Good speed by those guys up the neutral zone. And when this Jacket team comes out of their end with speed, they come in the zone and pretty much do what they want.
Less than 8 minutes left. Left wing Ladd with Wheeler. Chopped into the corner. Crowd again chanting CBJ. The 5th line. Try to encourage the Jackets. Back into this hockey game in a tie. Cross ice in front. Oh my. Hartnell might have been better advised to shoot the puck there. He made the pass. An unselfish move. And here Hartnell.
Wheeler stays in one spot there. Smart play by Wheeler because Hartnell couldn't get a stick on the puck. Nice play here. Watch the middle lane drive. Nick Foligno's going through that, pulls that lane, makes that lane available for Johansson to get it to Hartnell. And like you said, Hartnell tries to go back against the grain. Would have been an open net. And watch this here. Wheeler's got his legs. Hartnell can't do anything, and the ref sees Hartnell with the
pitchfork.
Almost like it's an axe, I guess, chopping away to find the puck.
Oh, he does kind of look a little like Paul Bunyan, doesn't he?
A little bit. And Wes McCauley said, hey, it's enough.
That hat he had on today, the tooth, looked like Paul Bunyan.
That's right.
Here's Kane off the netting. Approaching that 13-minute mark of this 3rd period. Jackets shovel it ahead. Calvert. This is the line that created some opportunities earlier on in the period. You'd like to see them rewarded. Boone-Jenner now.
Well, they had a strong shift before that goal. There's no doubt. Good offensive zone time, grinding out that shift, winning board battles.
Atkinson hustles, and Bufflin sends to the Jackets line. Wholesale changes here by Winnipeg. Here comes Matt Calvert. You think the Manitoba native would like to get something going for the Jackets here?
Oh, he wanted that puck. Dalton Prout had the puck, was gathering it in, and Calvert identified the change coming. He wanted that puck immediately to try to beat that change.
Good hard hit there on Jenner. Here's Party. Dances away from Skilly. Jenner takes his man. Oleschuk. Behind the net for Frolik. Frolik looks to walk out as we approach the 14-minute mark. Cross ice. Good after stick there by Gibbons. He's got a break. Moves in. Gibbons drops it there for Skilly. Gibbons with the speed, creating an opportunity there. But again, unselfish play by the Jackets. Maybe you want to be selfish.
I agree with you there, Jeff. At some point, these guys got to say, forget it. I'm going to throw the puck at least off the goaltender.
Goes back to this morning what Todd Richards said. Don't look for somebody else to do it. Do it yourself.
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously he was talking about leadership, but in that instance, you're right. Throw that puck at the net.
Shot stick to side.
You can see what those guys were trying to do with those passes.
Oh, boy. Nick Foligno tripped up and slow to get back on his feet.
And Stewart took a healthy run at him there.
Less than 5 minutes left. Puck sent between the defenders, and it's icing.
Foligno's not happy. He's talking to Wes McCauley about it. He kind of jumped out of the way, it looked like. Let's see here. He sees him. He tries to go around him. Stewart just accelerates through whatever he can get, whatever part of Foligno he can make contact with. Boy, Nick Foligno's lucky there. He didn't do more damage on that leg. Face off to the right of Sergei Bobrovsky.
Scheifele steers to the corner. 3-2 the score. Foligno. Hartnell. Johansson reaching for it. On to Foligno. What we've seen here in the third period, Jody, is the Jackets wanting to do something. There are players out there that want to get something done. You talked in terms of leadership. We're listening to Todd Richards this morning. Leadership was part of it, but do it yourself. As he said, Jared Bull, maybe it's a fight, maybe it's a physical play. Anything. And these Jackets are right now trying to do something to work out for them. 4:06 left. Winnipeg 3, the Jackets 2. Time for tonight's Big Lots Big Play. Jody?
Well, you're looking at the man who scored his first goal of the season, first goal of the Jacket. And there it is. He gets the puck, gets his body around there in a good position. He's got to get around, head up. That feels good right there. Got the Jackets on the board. Now we're at 3-2. 4:06 left in the third period. This place has come to life.
Marty. There's a postman. Frolik off the wall into Columbus territory. Prout quickly moves it out, only to see it chopped right back in. Atkinson for Johnson. Up the left wing, steered deep by Matt Calvert. Hardy stood up by Boone Jenner. Jets able to clear. Prout fans on that attempt to pass it. Carried in and offside. Well, the Jackets will practice for a couple of days before their next home game, and it's the first visit and only visit by the Vancouver Canucks. Our coverage, the Sedins in town, will begin at 6:30 with Blue Jackets Live pregame. And, of course, the opening face-off, 7 o'clock Friday night. Jackets then move on to Nashville. They'll play the Predators on Saturday night in the Music City.
We've seen a couple sloppy plays here, Jeff. The ice is not great. It's toward the end of the game here. Blue Jackets don't want to do anything cute. Simple plays, get it deep, go get it, throw it on Hutchinson.
A little more than 3 minutes left. Stewart, Little, drop back to the point, and Trouba throws it ahead. Wheeler able to get a stick on it. It's icing. And all rights to this broadcast are reserved. Any rebroadcast, recording, retransmission, telecommunication to the public or other unauthorized use of the broadcast without the express written consent of the Columbus Blue Jackets is expressly prohibited.
Well, the Jets accused of icing here. It was awfully close. It was right in front of me here at the red line. And it looked like Wheeler actually tipped the puck. But linesman didn't see it that way, so Jackets with a nice advantage to be able to get Johansson out against a tired line here. Johansson, Foligno, Hartnell.
From the draw, Foligno helping out. Jack Johnson, Wisniewski into the high slot. Johansson rips it wide. Hartnell is tying up Stewart right there in the goal mouth. Jets send it down. No icing here as it's waved off. Now Johansson.
Waved off there because Andrew Ladd was ahead of all the Blue Jackets, won that race.
Rear-handed to Foligno. Drop pass Wisniewski. Wisniewski in front. Hutchison able to stop that, and the puck trickles between the pads, and he hangs on.
I don't think he saw that, Jeff. That was an interesting play by James Wisniewski. He got towards the end of his play there. Watch this. He makes a little move. He wants to get rid of it now. He gets rid of it. And Hutchison there, like it bounced around. There comes Wisniewski. It's like he thought it was going to go off his left pad, and he felt it hit him in the middle of the stomach there.
Savard. Leopold. Oh, that was redirected and right off the stick of Hutchinson. Atkinson had it chopped away. Jenner tried to throw it to the net. A little more than 2 minutes left.
Good effort there by Matty Calvert to break up that Jets break.
Here comes Atkinson off the goalpost. He had Hutchinson beat right off the iron. Jenner spins and turns. Calvert reaches for it. Here's Scheifele, left wing for Kane, and across the line. Kane, wrist shot glove by Bobrovsky. What an opportunity. What a golden chance for the Jackets to tie it up.
There's the guy that had that last opportunity for the Blue Jackets. Quick little play off the wall. Watch him here. Snaps it. And Hutchinson heard the ping of the crossbar. See that quick turn. No puck in the net. He's happy.
Atkinson getting a look at the replay on the outstanding video board here at center ice. Wondering how that stayed out. 1:56 left. Keep an eye on the Jackets' net. Sustained pressure needed in Winnipeg territory to get Bobrovsky out. He is looking over at Coach Richards, waiting for the word. Foligno tried the wraparound. Loose puck was Wisniewski, and the Jackets failed to get a shot away.
A good play there by Jack Johnson. He didn't back up and wait for a 4-on-1 there. He went at the puck, kept the puck alive in the offensive zone. Good job there by Jack Johnson.
Crowd trying to encourage the Jackets up ice, and quickly. Jack Johnson across the line. Here comes Bobrovsky. The net is empty. Byfuglien on the turnover, and Bobrovsky will field it himself. Little defensive work there by Bobrovsky.
But Boone Jenner was on the ice, so Bob was not supposed to play that puck. Tough for him not to play it. Boone Jenner was already on the ice for Bob, who was coming off.
Too many men on the ice.
Bob had to play that puck. Bob is on his way to the bench here. Let's take a look at this. Well, he's hustling off. And when Boone Jenner sees him get close to the bench, it's on the left-hand side. Watch here. There's Bob. There's Boone. Boone's going back. Bob's got the puck. That's actually 7 guys on the ice.
$18:51, the time of the penalty.
That's too bad. Jackets had a good push going on here. See if they can get a shorthanded goal. I mean, that you look for Bob to get out here when the Jackets get in the offensive zone. But I thought there was good pressure coming from the Blue Jackets with the 5-on-5 there. Timeout here. Looks like Todd Richards is going to, or maybe. No. He just called his guys over quickly to drop a quick little play while the referee went over to the time box. That was not a timeout. So they went over things, and when they went over to the time box, Todd took that few minutes to sort things out with Anisimov and Gibbons.
From the draw. Puck handed here to Stewart. Power play for Winnipeg, and Bobrovsky slides cross ice and will cover up.
Byfuglien's in front of the net. He's hard to deal with for the defenseman. You can't move him. You almost got to play him in a position where you wait for the shot to come and then get in front of it, interfere with it. Bobrovsky's looking up at the scoreboard talking to the referee. Not sure what they're communicating about. He felt he got whacked there on the hand maybe after the whistle.
From the draw, one by Jenner. Jackets find a lane, less than a minute to go. They're able to clear the zone. Stewart dumps it right back in. Jets content on keeping the puck in Columbus territory here for the final minute. Off the stick of Jenner. Now Bobrovsky makes his way out of the net. Jackets get the extra skater on. Moved by Trouba. Bufflin in the corner. Leopold is there, thrown in front. The Jackets looked at two Winnipeg Jets that were camped in front of the net. Jenner looks to pull the trigger. Blocked there by Trouba. Trouba on to Kane, steps to center. Kane, the long shot into the empty net, and that'll ice it.
Well, that was the second attempt at the empty net for the Jets. Blue Jackets did a good job the first time when there was three of them up ice. Broke up the play. It looked like they came back with some good speed and momentum. Atkinson and Jenner, but couldn't get the play at the net.
Second goal of the night for King, his fourth of the season. Lowry set for the draw, won by Winberg. Played by Corey Trapp. Bogosian able to get a stick on it. Jackets had stopped at the line. And it's played by James Wisniewski. One assist, that to Trouba, who's had a strong game on the blue line for Winnipeg. Jack Johnson, a shot that sails high and wide. The game is over. And the Winnipeg Jets double up on the Blue Jackets, 4-2 the final. The Jackets now winless in 4. We'll be back to wrap it up on a night that the Jets get a key power play goal.